just a few days, I will have actually been covering ADA and Cardano here on the channel for 3 years. And guys, it is just blown by. But in that 3 years, I've seen some extreme consistencies, which is one of the reasons why ADA has done so well in that time. And I've seen some major changes take place. And this is the exact thing that can help take us to the next level when it comes to Cardano and ADA. And I want to talk about that in this video with you guys, as well as some big ticket items that we do need to have a discussion about. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell, it's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So right now, it's about 7:40 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we're seeing U.S. money sell a little bit to start the day. I'm hoping it doesn't get too crazy here. Again, we're just watching ADA kind of bounce around this range like we've discussed. But what I will say is that a lot of people have had a very negative mindset surrounding Cardano and ADA in this market cycle. You know, some people are upset that it hasn't reached an all-time high yet. And guys, I'd love for it to happen. I understand how Cardano fundamentals work. All right. Usually ADA does better when adoption is taking place. And we haven't really been seeing that for the most part. Some people have dogged it and, said that other assets are better. And guys, everybody can have their own opinion. It doesn't matter, because what matters is that ADA itself has had huge conviction and resilience in this market cycle alone. I want to remind everybody that ADA is a $30 billion asset that still remains in the top 10 in the entire crypto market. Despite many of the changes that have taken place during this time, despite some of the pushback we've seen, despite some of the community sentiment that has been trash, we'll call it, it still remains one of the most dominant assets in the market. I want to remind everybody that there are assets that have come and gone, but ADA continues to stand the test of time. For example, this isn't to pick on this coin, but there was a coin that actually passed ADA at one point, that entered the top 10, that everybody said was the next big thing. And now guess what? It sits outside the top 20, and it's pretty darn quiet. They had a big announcement just the other day. Didn't really move the charts, right? That is the type of I hear sirens. That is the type of strength that we're seeing in terms of the Cardano community. And that's the kind of strength that we're seeing in terms of ADA. And what you're seeing, guys, is a strong floor for ADA's next push forward, because again, we have seen major changes take place. Huge steps forward in terms of interoperability. Okay. Major advancements in terms of scalability, right? We still have Ouroboros Leos coming. We still have more Hydra rollouts to take place. We have Midnight coming. A lot of things that can take us into the next era. And I will say that the launch of decentralization within Cardano is a very big deal. And in fact, this has brought up another discussion entirely. Are we in fact about to see ADA qualify or be considered a commodity? I lost my train of thought. So this was actually a post by Tap Tools yesterday. And what they said was, under the proposed US regulatory framework, Cardano is likely to qualify, that's the word, qualify, as a digital commodity. Cardano fits the criteria definition: functionally decentralized, no active managerial control, utility-driven demand. Check, right? Right now, there are only 4 assets that have actually been labeled as commodities by the CFTC. That's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. So this could, in fact, change the discussion entirely. And guys, there are people that only invest in commodities. Just think about that, right? So we could be entering, in fact, a new era of ADA and Cardano. And again, there are so many things that are frankly working in Cardano and ADA's favor right now. You just can't help but be excited about the future, about this path that we're going down. I'm really excited to see what kind of adoption we get as this cycle moves forward. Just a couple other big things I wanted to touch on as well. CoinStore, with over $1.5 billion in 24-hour trade volume, will list USDA paired with USDT with 0 trading fees, opening a direct trading path for Tether holders into Cardano, a major step connecting ADA to global liquidity. That's a pretty darn big deal, guys. When we're talking about bringing a lot of these stablecoins online inside the Cardano ecosystem, whether that's USDT, USDM, there are some pretty big moves that are taking place right now. Okay, I saw a big post about USDM the other day and some listing that was taking place too. I mean, Cardano native assets are really starting to expand, if that makes sense. They're starting to enter all these different centralized exchanges, again, opening up the door to this cross-chain compatibility that we haven't seen ever. All right, so it's going to be easier to get into the Cardano ecosystem, where it's going to bring more liquidity, and that's going to be a very fun time. One other thing I wanted to talk on just briefly, is that the U.S. Treasury Secretary Bessent said President Trump is not firing Fed Chair Powell. So we're seeing this kind of just wild whiplash that's taking place. Is he going to fire him? Is he not? Is he going to resign? Is he not? Right? And the big thing the market hates is uncertainty. And maybe that's why we're seeing a little bit of red in the space right now. Maybe it's because of this uncertainty about what's happening at the Fed. And, there definitely are some questions. We're only about a week away from the next FOMC meeting conclusion. We're a week away from the next GDP report. I mean, these things are going to have a big impact on the trajectory of assets moving forward. But that's all I got for you guys. Just wanted to share that with you. Appreciate you as always. Be curious to see if we actually do get qualified or labeled a commodity. But have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.